It's been fine so far, but never know.
All right, they are starting to stream. Oh, by the way, I'm switching. I just started it today. Switching old pen and paper for my notes for the pod.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have. I had an empty notebook that one of my subjects doesn't need, so I was like, all right. And I was like, I just want to be on top of my shit from now on. So I'm having notes for every pod.
Yeah, I just keep the Google Doc. Works for me.
I know, but I'm gonna write down our wise picks every week. And then
Gonna write them down.
Yeah, because we always forget it, and we want to look back whenever we delete it. So.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
It's gonna be It's gonna be like an archive for all of our
I like
shenanigans. Might have to do top fives in there too, just to have it'll be like a wise guy's Bible.
The top fives we definitely need to be keeping track of.
Yeah, we do.
Because I always think back, I'm like, didn't we do a top five on this? And like, wasn't this one funny? And then I never remember.
I know it's always a pain because we've done so many so far.
Right.
I have no idea. So yeah, this will be like the first wise guy's Bible. I'll put it for sale afterwards. No.
All right.
All right. YouTube's up. Twitch should be up soon.
Post that then. Check the volume.
The volume should be fine. It's
Yeah.
but check it just to be sure. Did you do all of them? I did every single conference.
I just did Power 5.
Okay. I was thinking we have to say Mac. We both have to say Bowling Green. So.
Okay, that's true.
It's Maction. Like, come on.
It's Maction. I don't know dick about the other conferences.
Yeah, what are the five? It's SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, Pac-12. Those are the five?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know dick about the other ones either. I just made a prediction.
Okay. I did like 10 minutes worth of research.
Yeah, I mean, it's college football.
It's also like the same thing every year.
I was just going to say,
not...
it's college football. We can only do so much.
Yeah, unless you're a big game boomer and you have like NC State in the playoff. Hate that guy.
Big game. We need to have him on the pod.
He has his own show. I know that. I fucking hate him. The top 50 strength and conditioning coaches, I think, was the end of the line for me.
That was where you had to call it quits. Well, let's
like,
save this.
Not even though, because I still check.
Wait, save this. We're gonna be talking about college football, so we might as well.
That's true. Might as well. Just call him out.
Yeah, why not?
All right. I didn't do my top 4.
What do you mean?
It's like odd, like the top 4 or the playoff.
Oh, I didn't do that either.
Like you literally could just.
It's so lame.
It really is. It's making me like less excited when we're doing this. It's like well, never mind. We'll talk about it. PFF college. Name a college football player that has that dog in him. Hashtag National Dog Day.
That dog. All right. Seems packed already.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get started. How do we want to line this up? Do you want to do Hard Knocks?
Yeah, start with Hard Knocks.
College football, then fantasy? Or
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that.
I think so.
Fantasy's the one that least people care about, so.
Right, yeah.
At least our fantasy teams.
Yeah, I don't think anyone gives a shit.
I don't know. I want to go by why we picked him though. That's why we have to prove we're the wise guys. You know, this is where we shine, or at least where we should shine.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like a douche nozzle in this thing. Give me one sec. I'm gonna change my shirt. I feel like a douche. So give me one sec. Much better.
There you go.
Much better. I feel like I can breathe again.
Oh man.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Give me one sec. All right, let's go. Let's get ready in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
So I have COVID.
I actually forgot. I remembered like just before we got on, and then I forgot to say anything. You seem fine.
Yeah, I mean, it comes the past. So yesterday was really, it must have been the brunt of it. Wednesday night, I'm feeling sick, and I get a call with someone who I was with the night before, says I just tested positive. I was already feeling sick.
Brutal call to get.
It's awful. It's awful. Anything I figured, because like I called my buddy, and when I said like, oh, they tested, like it sounded horrific, but then it turned out just COVID. So like anytime you have to test for anything, it's not a good sign.
Right.
No matter what. But
yeah. I can hear it a little bit in your voice.
Yeah, the flu game's coming out. This is
Yeah.
the Jordan COVID game. The Rudy Gobert COVID game, I guess.
There you go.
Let
Yeah.
me touch all the mics.
Well, are you shutting down all the rush?
So
With
Rush,
COVID?
no, Rush is still going. I have so luckily, I am one of 2 Rush chairs. So my good friend, my brother, Connor Utter, is taking care of business. We are actually going to the Fireflies game tonight. Well, I'm not, but everyone else is. The Columbia Fireflies. Tim Tebow played for them. It's some AAA team.
Like minor?
Yeah,
minor
some
league
AAA
baseball?
team.
Gotcha.
And so that's our event for the night. The event's been going really well. So shout out to everyone who's come out. I hate to say that's probably where I got COVID, but be wary. It's probably what, you don't think seeing 70 random new kids that have met with 2,000 other people this week? I'm sure that's not where it came from. But anywho,
Yeah, you probably just picked it up at the gym or something.
oh yeah, just one random kid I accidentally sat next to.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I officially tested today. So tell me if this was the wrong mindset. I figured I already got.
It already sounds like that's the wrong mindset.
Right.
Continue.
All right. I got the person told me, "Hey, I have COVID. Here are my tests." I was like, "All right, that means I already have symptoms. I'm already sick. It means I 99% chance have COVID, right?"
Mm-hmm.
But I waited a day. I didn't take a test yesterday. I just quarantined myself. I didn't go anywhere. Didn't see anyone. Just died in my own room alone. And today, I decided I'd take a test because what if I woke up? What if I was feeling better? And maybe it doesn't show up on the test. So I took one and it showed up positive anyways. But was that the right mindset? Just to wait it out? Or should I have taken one immediately?
I don't think it matters that much. I mean, somebody I saw on Twitter like a couple months ago. They're like, the CDC is now saying that you don't necessarily have to test for COVID. If you're sick, just don't go out. And I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, I agree with that part.
Yeah, it's the
It's like, if you're feeling sick, then just quarantine yourself anyway. Don't
The
get
main-
other people sick, regardless of what it is.
the main issue I had with my decision of not doing that is then I had to give the school my COVID test because of I didn't want an unexcused absent from Thursday.
Oh, I gotcha. That's
But-
right. You have classes right now.
Yeah, so they were like, "Oh, you need to do another unexcused absent or an excused absence form for Thursday because you didn't take the test yet. So we can only give
Oh,
you the
gotcha.
dates for Friday onto the next, I think, 5 days. But
Right.
anywho, I hopefully it all works out. Hopefully I get my either way I missed 1 day, so like whatever.
Mhm.
But it sucks because tomorrow's my birthday. And
That's a bummer.
just in case, you know,
Well, at least it's 20. It's not.
yeah, no,
21.
if it was 21, this would be way more miserable.
Yeah.
Like way more miserable.
That would be tough.
But yeah, you're right. It's my 20th, so it's not. I guess it's not the end of the world. But
Just
yeah,
go out and wear a mask.
I was thinking about
K95 it.
I was thinking about going like to the Rush events with a mask, but I was like, is that a good look that I want? Is that a good look that I want? I love being safe and all, but is that a good look?
We've had people
Well-
show up at our house for parties with masks on.
And I'd probably
It's
tell them to
like-
leave. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be
Like,
like, if you're that scared,
Not-
come on, man.
Right, yeah, then don't go to a party.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're wearing a mask in public, but if you're that scared, then come to the party. Like, it's a small house.
I don't know. Tomorrow, I guess I don't want to get too specific on the event details, just in case anyone's out there listening. But it is outdoors, so
There you go.
maybe if I'm
That-
feeling all right, I might. If I don't have a nasally voice, maybe I'll show up. But if
6 feet.
yeah, I'll show up, observe,
Yeah.
then walk away.
Take notes.
Yeah, take
You
notes.
You put that little notebook to use.
Yeah, I'll get the binoculars out, see how the P&Ms are doing, see what they're doing. Anyways, this is not what we came here to talk about today. We came here to talk about some Hard Knocks football because episode 3 is out, and this was a good episode. I feel like it was a good. Say again.
I thought it was the worst one of the 3.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I thought you're right. At some points it was a little boring, but I liked how we're just kind of getting in the flow of things,
Yes, yeah.
Like
And
it's-
so the one thing that I did like in this episode is that we finally have some guys that are guaranteed getting cut.
oh yeah,
The
that
lineman from Nigeria, easy.
they might as well have shipped his ass home that episode. They were talking about how it's almost impossible for him to see his family. His family doesn't even know what football is, and it's a heartwarming story. But then you see him out there, and
It's such a good story that he has to get cut.
but then you see the footage, and he's getting moved like a pylon out there.
Well, and they don't even try to say that he's good either. They're like, he has oceans of potential.
That's all they said. It's like, and they're
Doesn't
like,
know what he's doing.
they were like, and this is his time to show that he's more than just potential. It's like, how is there potential if he doesn't have anything? Like, I'm sorry. I like the kid. I like the guy. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
But if he's not, he can't just show you potential. You can't just be like, let me just gain 300 pounds. Do I have potential to be an offensive lineman?
Yeah, you do.
So
That's all potential is.
it's just
like
the body.
body and athleticism. So
So I guess,
he
let's.
sucks.
He does. He really does. And I really feel bad for him. Pimpleton, he's out too.
Pimpleton's such a cuttable name.
Dude,
too.
the second he dropped
that really sucks that his name is.
it's like the first highlight of the preseason game, and it's Pimpleton dropping an end zone pass, and it's like, oh, that's his cut. That's his
And then the
guaranteed
coach
cut
on the
right there.
bench is like, he's got to make that play.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah,
all
it's
right,
a
well,
tough
thanks.
Play, but nah, I guess not.
Spoiler
He's
alert,
outta here.
he's getting cut. He's getting, like, they basically just said it today. Who else? Jamal Williams might as well get cut. He was pissing me off all episode.
What?
that whole-
How?
That whole like collage of all the. Sorry, I'm turning my page to my notes. Of him yelling with the defensive linebackers, just yelling at them. Oh, I caught the ball. That was holding. That was holding. It's like, dude, you're the worst person to ever practice with. The worst. Like, just shut up and play ball. Like, stop harping at every linebacker that's covering you. Like, they're just doing.
This is who he is, though.
But he's not good.
No, yeah.
Like, that's the like he's doing all this yelling to be the backup running back, and maybe
on the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think Craig's getting cut. Craig Reynolds.
No, so I had to look him up because as soon as they started talking about his brother, I was like, he's gone. But then he's been in the NFL for a little while now.
I was gonna say I've seen his name before. He's definitely been on the team
so he
before.
should be fine. And then in the game they said starting running back Craig Reynolds. Did you hear that?
Yeah, he was starting because I heard they were like trying to find the backup for Swift. I don't think Swift played, so he was the starter.
That makes sense.
And I think it was good when they showed him get benched. They were like, "You're done for the day," and he was like, he didn't know if it was a good thing or not. He was like, and like kind of freaking out on the sideline. And I like that because if a coach went up to me and was just like, "You're done for the day," the first thing I'd be like, "Is that a good thing or a bad thing, coach? Am I like resting or am I benched?"
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a good thing.
No, and all the highlights they had, it was good highlights.
The guy that's been around for a little bit, like, how much do you really need to see?
Yeah, and they saw all good things.
See that he's the same guy, and you're like, all right, well,
pretty
now
much.
Let's look at the rookies that we haven't seen, like Pimpleton.
Pimpleton.
Hot ass.
When he was juggling, that was impressive. I gotta admit, that was really impressive.
I don't like the guys that don't sing.
Yeah,
the juggling was cool, but the thing is, you sing. So I don't, and it's happened twice already. You need to stop trying to get out of it.
So
sing
is
like
it?
The rest of us.
I was thinking the same thing, but are they saying it's a talent show or are they saying it's a sing off?
I thought that it was always you sang, but
I always thought it was singing too.
Because Aiden Hutchinson's talent is not singing.
No, and you're right. The fact that the one dude can salsa dance and this guy can juggle, like, come on, right. Aiden Hutchinson had to learn a whole song.
Yeah,
and he did it well.
Yeah, but that's what you're supposed to get him like that, like guys that aren't good at singing.
Yeah,
but, like, are performers. Like that's what makes it fun.
No,
these guys are just doing things that they're already good at.
But when I was watching that though, the first thing I thought of was, I need to see Andy Golden's tape for this talent thing. Because remember in the draft, they're like, he could do a Rubik's Cube. He could do a Rubik's Cube upside down, backwards, and blindfolded. He could do this. He could do that. He's a math wizard. I was like, let me just see what he shows up there and does it.
I would love that.
Is he on the team?
Retired.
Oh, come on, not Andy Golden.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, retired from football.
That's such a shame. That is such a shame.
He's 24.
He never even got did he even play ever?
He caught a couple balls. And then I think he was supposed to like try out a tight end this year. And then
that's more than
like,
Pimpleton. I like
He's also
Pimpleton,
hurt
though.
sometimes. Pimpleton seems fine.
Yeah.
I love his parents too.
Yeah, his parents.
I guess that it was his stepdad and his mom. And his mom, like the one ball he dropped, she's just like,
oh, she knew.
Ooh.
She knew.
Yeah, she knew. And then she was like trying to clap. I was like, nah.
Oh, and she was clapping at the other guy
stupid.
caught it, and she's like, should have been 83, but all right. How did you feel about Josh Adams, the comedian? I thought he was
funny.
I thought he was okay. I thought he was funny, but like a lot of the guys in there, you could tell were just like, eh. Like, I don't know. He was saying like,
I thought the Dan Campbell impression was funny.
Yes, the Dan Campbell impression was funny. The fact that he said, I need everyone here to have 2 ass cheeks to beat their ass, not just one, was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked him making fun of Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
He said he looked like a big, strong Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, it's Justin
Which
Timberlake.
I thought was pretty
Justin
funny.
Timberlake coming off the edge.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake. So yeah, I thought it was funny.
I thought he had some good
Do you think that was his whole set?
No, I think they cut. Yeah, I think they cut some things off. I think he probably talked about I would guess some characters we haven't looked at on the show. I would
Yeah.
hope so at least. That was like a 5-minute skit. If that was his full thing, that would stink.
Got
I mean,
paid $200.
I was gonna say he only got $200.
Yeah.
There wasn't much with the coaches this round, this episode.
Except for Deuce Staley losing his voice.
yes, that was funny.
Deuce Staley without a voice sounds exactly like Doc Rivers.
It did sound like Doc.
It is uncanny. And the way he's taught, it's like the RDC World videos when he's like imitating Doc Rivers.
Mhm.
That's literally what it sounded like. Because he was like yelling at them.
Yeah, and it was
And
just
it was
like
just like that raspy.
the raspy tiny voice.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny too because it brought back to my focus that Jamal Williams is annoying. I was like, the coaches can't even coach anymore. Like these guys are just literally barking at each other for no reason. And sure, I guess he likes the competitiveness, and I'm sure Dan Campbell's all for it. But
Oh yeah.
found me.
Dan Campbell is just like every episode. He's just so genuine, and just loves football.
When they won that game, I thought they won. I thought confetti was gonna come down. I really thought they were gonna throw up a banner. And HBO
it felt
too was like, this is an eight preseason game losing streak. They finally came above. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Is it bad that I was rooting against them? Because I want the
No.
narrative to continue.
Nah, yeah, I wanted to.
'Cause I wanted to write down, be like, another painful
when
loss.
when they
for
when
Lions.
they it was like what, another last second. They had to win off a field goal, right? And in this preseason game, yeah, they did.
In
And
this one?
yeah, didn't they win off a field goal at the end? That's how.
No,
they
the Colts went for 2.
Oh
At the
yeah,
end.
yeah.
They
That's what it
tied-
was. Yes,
they would have
yes.
tied it with an extra
You're right,
point
and
like
I
they
was,
do, and they
I was,
got it.
you're right. I was rooting for that 2-pointer to go in because I just need to see. I'd rather see Dan Campbell fired up than crying, and he's out there this is what winning feels like, and the best is all the players man, we just love to win, and it's it's all right,
Win is
man.
everything. It's like it's game 2 of the preseason.
So that reminds me of the opening speech of the episode where he has that bag and he's like, oh, we just got to get everything out, all those little things out, and maybe we can win a Super Bowl. I'm
Yeah,
like,
dude,
I'm
that was the
like-
first thing I wrote down was hearing the word Super Bowl and then looking up and the Lions logo is behind it. It's like, no.
I was
don't
like,
even-
what is
let's not get too close to the sun here, Dan. How about we win 6 games first?
Dan, let's get a top 15 draft pick first, Dan. That was ridiculous. When
Well,
that
he just
happened-
kept building. He was like, well, this is why we lose games. This is why we miss the playoffs. It's like, all right, again, not even close to the playoffs. This is what cost us the Super Bowl. Nope, not even close.
This is not what will cost the Lions a Super Bowl. A lot more will cost the Lions a Super
Yeah.
Bowl before the little things at the end. That's all I thought of. I was like, all right.
That was the last episode too. He said something. He's like, all we need to do is just fix all the little things. I was like, there are a lot of big things that you
Yeah, there's a lot of
the fact that you have no talent on your team
yeah.
is a big one.
And it all starts with my favorite quote. And this is not, so I kind of cheated on the favorite quote. It's not
Okay.
a quote, but it's a quote and a scene in the show. Because the best, I couldn't stop laughing after it happened. They're doing the joint practice, and Dan Campbell goes, "Here comes the ones." And all you see is Jared Goff's stupid face come center quarterback. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, here comes the ones. Jesus Christ.
We haven't gotten any golf.
I don't think they want to show Goff. They're done with
I
Goff.
think they are done with him. Why
There's-
they picked the Lions? It had to have been just because of Dan.
Yeah, and it was
But,
worth
like,
it just for Dan. But they couldn't have
it is
waited
worth
till they
it.
drafted a quarterback next year
Right. Yeah.
because this dude is giving us nothing. And
He's the most boring human ever.
and I'm like, that's why it's the best scene of this episode, because it's here comes
It's
the
like-
ones, and it's just
right.
his stupid face sitting, yes, and it's just behind the center quarterback, and he's snapping the ball. And I put down on there, I was like, we just need more golf highlights in these preseason games.
Right.
I want to see him slinging it.
He's looked good in the highlights they've shown. It's not like they're trying to make him look bad or anything.
No, they're not. And
he's all right. Like, he's not terrible. He's just Jared Goff.
hey, to be fair, he took the LA Rams to the Super Bowl.
Hmm?
But that LA Rams team was a lot better than this Detroit Lions team.
Not better. He's a professional quarterback, though.
Yeah, he's
I
a
think that's the
professional.
best compliment
He's
that I can give him.
He's a game manager.
Yep. He's not gonna like royally screw anything up, but he's not gonna make plays either.
No, he doesn't.
He's alright.
Yeah. All right. Since we already started it, what was your quote of the week?
I like the Backstreet Boys one, but then I think the one I like better is at the end when they're talking about winning, and Dan Campbell just starts listing stuff. And he's like, "There's nothing like winning. It could be dominoes, could be spades, could be croquet, could be chess." I was like, "This could go on forever."
He was literally once he said like I think he said shuffleboard. I was like, dude, this guy's he's gonna say bocce ball pretty soon.
Yeah, it just never stops.
He's just gonna go to everything in this book. That was actually the quote that the NFL gave. The quote of the week.
Wow.
I know.
I like that.
Kind of makes it sad. Doesn't matter if it's freaking dominoes, it's spades, it's BR. What the hell is BR?
I don't know. When I was like writing it down, I was like, I don't know what that is.
It's croquet. He said it's effing chess.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I like how he goes, it's preseason, it's an ass kicking. What ass kicking
I don't know.
was in there? All right. Glad you also
think
had no idea.
I don't know. I guess just like if you win, it's automatically an ass kicking.
That was no ass kicking.
No, it's
That was
not.
no ass
They will never have an ass kicking.
Not this season. If they, if
At
they
least
do,
like on their side.
yeah.
They will get their ass kicked. Pummeled, in fact. They go to Green Bay.
I'm glad we got more Rodriguez too. He had a little bit in there. I
But
don't
like, what does he do?
know. We need to see him do some plays.
Yeah.
We need to see him do something on the field because I'm tired of him looking good in practice. I need to see something on the field.
Yeah. I feel like at the joint practices they showed highlights. I didn't see anything in the game.
I'm just reading what they're saying about him on the NFL one. Even if Rodriguez doesn't end up as an actual starter in week 1, I think it's fair to say that the majority of viewers, including myself, are rooting for him to make the team come to final roster cuts. He's getting cut. Now that I just read that,
He's a 6th-round pick this year. There's no way he's getting cut.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm looking for more cuts. Just looking for more cuts.
I mean, Pimpleton, the African guy, there's never been a more automatic cut.
Oh, yeah. The guy from any country, yeah.
Right, yeah, the foreign guy.
The foreign guy, he's...
And Pimpleton is, I'd say, 85% is getting cut.
I think he can turn himself
He's
around.
a 99.
Yeah, he's a 99. He needs a big workload this next preseason game if he wants to stay.
He's gonna get shredded though.
Yeah, he probably is. All right. Also, who was that quarterback that they switched and they're like,
Jack Cohn.
"This boy ain't shit.
Yeah.
This boy ain't shit. He ain't even a runner. This guy ain't nothing." Don't even.
Who's Jack Cohn? He's a Notre Dame quarterback. And he played at Wisconsin, so he's like your most basic, like white pocket passer quarterback to like just hand the ball off, throw outs and slants. So,
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this poor guy. Like they were watching film all week, just licking their lips, ready for him to come in.
But they're looking at him, and they're like, "This guy can't run. He can't he can't throw deep. He can't do nothing." I'm thinking like, neither can Jared Goff. Jared Goff can't run. He can barely throw deep. He's a pocket passer that is stuck in the pocket all the time. Shout out David Blau though, Demon himself.
I look good.
He did look good.
That was the other thing. They're like, David Blau needs to redeem himself. Last week's catastrophe. It's like, all right, who cares? Like he's not getting cut.
Nah, I mean, and if he is, he'll make it to another NFL team. He's played on Thanksgiving for this team, as we talked about last time. All right.
Famous David Blau game.
The day of everyone's favorite. Thanksgiving classic David Blau game. David Blau Mitch. battle of a century.
Plow Mitch. Ugh.
All right. Any other final thoughts on Hard Knocks this
They
week?
didn't show any of that kid,
Yeah, I know.
the lineman coach's kid. So
I-
I don't know what the deal is there.
I'm done
He
with
seems
him.
Fun.
Yeah, he seems
Yeah,
fun, but
I
I'm done
guess.
with him.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's all I got too. Anything? Anything?
Colts wearing white at home.
Yeah,
New.
yeah, that's gross. I also,
That's weird.
yeah, when they were doing joint practice too, I felt like they needed a bigger differentiate between each other because they're both white and blue. I was like, is this
Right.
the joint practice or is this them going against? Like it was Aiden Hutchinson against their line, and I was like, is that another Lions player or is
Right,
that
yeah.
a Colts player? But I figured it out eventually.
Also, Frank Reich is like the polar opposite of Dan Campbell. Just very like mellow.
Oh yeah, yeah, but he's
When
got
they're
that.
talking, Dan Campbell just gets all up in his face. And
Yeah.
Frank's like, yeah, all right.
No,
Relax,
and the
guy."
best part is Dan Campbell's face reaction to a preseason dub and Frank Reich. Like, Frank Reich was going for that 2-point 10 times out of 10. He's
Oh,
like, it could be, and because one of two things, because of course they wanted to win the game because it's like whatever, and two, because he just didn't want to play any more preseason. He didn't want to play overtime, so they weren't going to kick that extra point ever. But good for the Lions. I guess
Yeah. Congrats.
a much needed dub after 8 losing.
It's changing the culture.
8 lost in the preseason. That means they haven't won a preseason game in
That's-
like 2-3 years. Pretty bad.
They're horrible.
We have a comment from Chris Douglas saying Lions are the best possible team to be on Hard Knocks. Honestly, I agree this year. I think with Dan Campbell being on there, I think if they had a better quarterback, as we said earlier,
I have to
would've
see
been
the
better.
other options. Like I'm trying to remember who was even on there.
Who was in consideration.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta say,
Jets.
a Pats one this year with the stupid offensive coordinator hold situation, that would have been electric. But I promise you, as long as Bill Belichick is the czar of the Patriots, that'll never happen. Never.
I thought that Washington could have had it.
Ron, that would have been
There would have
good.
been a lot of stuff there with the new aim and everything.
Hell, they also could have I hate to
Wentz.
keep bringing this up because it's a sorry spot on your team, but like even with all the Jack Del Rio stuff and the Dan Snyder shit, all that stuff.
There's always a lot going on.
Yeah, and that all could have been good. HBO could have HBO'd the shit out of that. So
Yeah.
Oh well. Hey, I like this year. though.
Wentz was just on it because they did the Colts thing.
Dude, Goff's been on it 5 times. Who cares?
True.
It doesn't matter.
And Ron's been on. He was on All or Nothing.
The first
I
one,
remember
the
watching
Panthers
clips
one.
from him during
Yeah.
All or Nothing, like when they hired him. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this guy. is the
That was the first one, wasn't it? The Panthers one.
thing.
Let's not worry
It's the
about
Cardinals
the logistics of that
one. I've
Yeah.
never watched it.
Let's not worry about the logistics of that. It doesn't matter. All right. I don't know if they did it on this one because I didn't make it all the way through the credits. But did you notice in the last one, they just had a picture or a video of, Cliff Kingsbury sitting in front of his TV or
This time it was
screen.
somebody lifting weights.
And it's just like
I don't know who it
Arizona
was.
Cardinals midseason.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it last episode, but the Cliff one was ridiculous. I was like, Jesus.
It was very
Just
ridiculous.
Cliff sitting there, like he's like looking at, like I don't know, like he's like it's some Avengers end
Right,
credit
yeah.
scene. It's like, oh, there's Iron Man. It's
Well,
like-
that's exactly what it was. HBO.
Hey, HBO knows how to get the drama going.
Yeah, no, they do.
And before we move on from Hard Knocks, and as we're talking about HBO, gotta say they know how to that's the best streaming service out there right now. I have to say.
You think?
Oh yeah, I watched. It's called The Rehearsal, and
I
think,
want to watch that because that's
we do-
Nathan, right?
Yes, I never seen the other one, but
Oh,
The
dude,
Rehearsal.
I actually just finished Nathan for you the other day.
Okay, so your homework and the viewers at home.
Oh, stop pointing your pen at me. Tell me.
Today's class, your homework, and everyone listening at home, you have to watch The Rehearsal because we're gonna do show review on it because that show
Okay.
is ridiculous. It's absolutely bonkers.
But do you know who Nathan Fielder is? Like, do you know what his deal is?
Not really. I could tell from this show what his deal was, but I haven't seen his other shows.
So Nathan For You, he's like basically a consultant for companies that are struggling, like small businesses, and they bring him in for help. And all of his ideas are like ridiculous. And he's also just super socially awkward.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
basically what. So the show, like the humor of the show is like his ideas and then like his interactions with the people because it's all real.
Yeah.
So like the one he goes to this taxi cab service and his idea to help this guy's business is to stage a live birth in the cab to get the cab more press.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that.
So this one, you're gonna watch the first episode, or the first like 10 minutes of the first episode, and be like, "What the hell is this about?" And slowly, it's gonna get layers and layers and layers, and it's gonna get worse and worse and worse in the amount of shit that he kind of puts people through,
Right.
and it's just like, it's insane. It's
It's
absolutely
very manipulative.
Oh, and it's like he is effectively not dismantling, but putting his mark on these people's lives. Like these are real people that he's working with in this one too, and these are like their lives. So it's weird. Like it gets weird. So
Interesting.
definitely a must watch, and a must review on it
Okay.
eventually.
I'll check it out.
Also, I figured you're not a big Game of Thrones guy, but the House of Dragons was really good. The first episode.
Of course you think that.
So does half of America, Chris. Of course, I think that.
I mean.
Hey, recently you got to admit, recently I've been much more critical on things. Than
You
I
have
should be.
been, yeah.
I've learned to be more.
You're in the
critical.
theater like every week.
Look, man, the pen and
You can
paper.
only-
The pen and paper's there for a reason. I should start bringing the notes into the theater.
Oh yeah. For
Just
the movie nights.
really getting my thoughts on there. Dude, I've been watching like video essays on some of these movies I've watched. I've been getting in
Really?
depth. Oh yeah. Cuz I'm trying to get that critical mindset.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I like that.
I'm trying to be out there. It's for you, Chris. It's for you. It's for the pod.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm sure the listeners appreciate it as well.
Yeah, and if you want to did I already mention that Thor sucked on this pod? If I already did.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, the new one blows. Anywho, let's go talk about some more football. College football time. I didn't have a good transition for this. We're now moving on. College football. All right. We're going to be doing our college football predictions because week 0 starts tomorrow. And of course,
Nebraska Northwestern.
UConn
Game of
plays
the
tomorrow.
year.
I don't know who they play, but
UConn.
UConn plays tomorrow.
Oh, who do they play?
It's always an important game on week 0 who UConn plays.
Utah State.
Ooh, it's gonna be a heavy hitter.
If you have plans tomorrow, cancel them.
Cancel them. UConn's.
There's UConn, Utah State, and Nebraska
That is
Northwestern
must
from
watch.
Ireland.
Must watch.
So it's a big week. I don't know why they didn't choose like at least one decent game to put on this week.
FSU is playing who? That's like the only team I really recognize besides like shitty teams.
Florida State.
I could have sworn they were playing.
We're playing Duquesne.
Must watch. Must watch. All right. We're not doing lines for that game, just so everyone's aware. We will do college football lines. We're going to add it to our wise picks. We'll have 2 separate ones, and I'm gonna be keeping the record books. We're going to all have it good,
Old
send
school.
square. But
I
yeah.
disclaimer before I give out any college football picks. My college football picks aren't good.
It's because the issue is if you want to be different, they can't be good. Because there's only, I mean, I guess week by week you don't have to be. I guess that's different. But on the season prediction, our predictions are going to be basic and lame because that's what college football is. So.
Yeah. Well, the thing that makes college football fun is like traditions and the rivalries. And
Yeah.
stuff like
Which
that.
is all
It's
going
not-
down the hill anyways.
Right, yeah. So that's a whole other can of worms.
Which we don't want to talk about this time because we've talked about it
Mhm.
plenty of times. All right, let's go conference by conference, and we'll start with the SEC, where no surprise here, going with Bama.
That's the same thing.
Revenge
Just-
season.
They can't lose twice in a row, right?
No, it's revenge, and they won. I mean, they won it last year, right? They beat Georgia in the conference
they?
game. Yeah, they beat Georgia in the conference game and then lost in the national
Oh,
championship.
okay.
So I think they'll repeat again. I think Bryce Young's coming for another Heisman.
That's right. They did win. Okay, I'm not remembering
Yeah.
that
I-
game.
I think Bryce Young's coming for another Heisman. I think Will Anderson, right? The linebacker. He also, apparently, everything I've read is that he wants the next defensive Heisman. I don't think that's going to happen, but he's going to try. He's going to have that whole, Nick Saban, can't go wrong there. They'll have 3 first-round wide receivers, so that won't be
do
an
every
issue.
year.
I know. It's all we're gonna be having the same conversation about the next 3 teams we pick too.
Right.
so.
Well, and the thing that was different last year was Georgia had like 8 first-round picks starting on defense, and
Now they
Nakobe
don't.
Dean.
And now
they don't. So I'm sure, I know Georgia is recruiting well,
Yes.
but that defense that they had last year was similar to the Joe Burrow offense at LSU.
Yeah, it was.
That team was just unbelievably stacked with NFL talent.
And what's
More than
their
usual.
their quarterback's what? Barrett, the walk-on still.
Stetson Bennett.
Bennett, no, not Barrett. Bennett, yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's not.
doesn't
Some,
inspire that much confidence.
no, and it's when you don't have that defense carrying you the whole time, they can't simply think they're gonna walk in and do the same thing.
Mm.
But that doesn't
But-
mean they're not gonna be very good.
That's what I was about to say. Is when we criticize them, that means that they'll go 10-2 or 11-1 instead of undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these 4 teams at the top. We'll get to Clemson, but I was under the impression that Clemson had a terrible year last year. They went 10-3.
I know.
It's just the standard that's now set.
I know, and I don't
Or-
like Clemson of course, there's some bias here, but I don't like DJ Ungalangale. I don't think he's great.
Is that how you say it, or did that?
I think it's Ungalangale, DJ Ungalangale. I think that's how you say it.
If you're pronouncing it right, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I just have no idea.
I'm just gonna roll with it then. He has of course, he has a 5-star pedigree, but he did not have a good year last year. So they
David
had
Rattler. Bounce back.
bounce back. We'll get to Rattler later.
That wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't me taking a dig at you. That was me saying.
Yeah,
Bounce back time.
yeah, that's true. All right, but as I hate putting them. Are they really gonna make the playoffs again? And it looks like that's probably what's gonna happen.
Well,
just
when you
based
look
off
at
their
the
pedigree.
ACC, who else do you have to beat? Pitt had a really good year last year. Pitt's not that scary. North Carolina State.
Not
I'll
really.
believe it when I see it, I
Dude, and it's
guess.
that's the ACC is. That's why they're going 10-3 every year. It's because it's a cupcake league.
Yeah, it's garbage.
So they can take whatever they want. They'll probably make the playoffs, but whatever. I don't see them doing anything if they do make the playoffs. Well, while we're talking about the ACC, do you have Clemson winning them?
Yeah, I do.
I just wanted to be different and not want to put my stance on them, so I went with Pitt.
Okay.
Slovis wasn't bad the past 3 years at 3 years at USC.
Has it really been 3 years?
I'm pretty sure it was 3 years. Maybe it was 2.
It's crazy that a program like USC has flown under the radar. Where I don't know how their quarterback has been.
Yeah, it is weird.
Oh.
Yeah, especially because they haven't been good recently. So.
Yeah, I haven't.
Anyways.
Oh, they just named him the starter, as if that was
What, Slovis?
up for debate. Yeah.
So I'm going with Pitt there. I don't actually see if it's possible, but I just don't want to be putting Clemson on my list.
Fair.
All right. Next up, your conference, Big Ten.
Shocking again, but Ohio State.
Yeah, that's what I have too. They have.
They didn't win. this is kind of similar to the Alabama Georgia thing, where like Michigan last year had like a dream season for their standards. They got waxed in the playoffs, obviously, but like they actually
Yeah,
beat Ohio
obviously.
State for the first time in I don't know 10 years. It's been a long time, so I don't think it happens again. Obviously, they lost Hutchinson. I think they lost other pieces on the defense, and C.J. Stroud's second year too with Ohio State. Like they're gonna be unstoppable. on both
Heisman
ends of the
favorite.
ball.
They have all their wide receivers still coming back. I mean, it's beside. I mean, not all of them, but
Oh,
they
they
still
lost
have.
the top two guys. But
Yeah,
they're
that
like
doesn't
damn
matter.
aware. The
Yeah,
next two guys will also be first round picks.
Yes. So, and their running back will be good. It's just how it plays out always. So,
Mhm.
I also have Iowa State. Big 12. What do you got?
I have Oklahoma,
I
and I could this one. I have no idea with the Big 12, honestly.
am flipping my horns from down to up in this prediction.
Really,
And I'm going Texas is
I
back.
can't. I could not bring myself to do it. I was reading about it, and they were like, they brought in all these transfers, and like Steve Sarkisian, it's his second year, but give me a break.
I was looking at the rest of them though. Like, you think Oklahoma's gonna do anything without a? They just
I
lost. They
think
lost
they'll rally-
everything.
I think they'll rally behind losing Lincoln Riley.
I would love to see that because Lincoln Riley's a turd for leaving.
Yeah,
But
that's what I honestly think. That's why I picked them.
I like
It's
that.
all just gut.
The revenge pick. I like that. But I'm gonna go with Texas. I think as you said, they got a bunch of transfers in. They have to show Arch Manning that they got to
That's
do it.
right.
They have to show right.
They also like before joining the SEC, they have to get their shit together
Yeah, they have to at least win the
and
Pac-12
not show
once.
up in the SEC
Yeah.
and get smoked
Nah,
by Kansas again.
right. So they have to do something, and they have to win it this year. So I'm going with
Yeah.
them.
I guess.
What?
I like that. I would honestly. I don't have a problem with Texas. I just think it's funny. But
Neither do I.
I'd be for Texas winning.
Yeah, I have no problem with Texas. Besides that, I love going horns down.
Yeah, the
It's
horns
just the
down is so
best
fun.
part.
But when they get beat by 80 against Alabama in the playoff, you know everybody will. Be
Oh,
horns
yeah.
down. So we'll have the chance
Yeah,
to do
no,
it.
we'll have the
I'm not
chance.
worried about it.
All right. What other any other contenders in the Pac-12? Or no, sorry,
12.
Big 12, Big 12.
Is it, like playoff contenders or just to win?
Just to win the conference. I mean, Baylor.
Baylor won last year, so you have to put them in the conversation, I guess. I don't know what they brought back or what they lost.
I don't know either. I don't even know who their quarterback is, to be honest.
I don't know either.
great
And then
analysis.
Oklahoma State. We're really sharp with the Big 12.
You know what? That's
Uh,
their fault. It's their fault for being so damn irrelevant at football.
Yeah, that's true.
The
But like Oklahoma State is the same team every year. It feels like.
Yeah, it is. And they're always just middle ground. I mean, and what was it that a couple maybe like 10 years ago, didn't they go like undefeated or something? But
They had Des Bryant.
see,
I
I think we're obligated that if we're bringing up Des Bryant's college, we just have to stop talking about it.
Well, they were at the time of the championship game last year. I think they were like 6 or 7 in the country. They had a legit shot to make the playoff if they won that Baylor game, but they choked.
Sounds about right.
Oh, yeah, right. That's what happens every year.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Oh.
All right, last Power 5 conference, Pac-12. Who you got?
All I've been seeing is Utah, but I took Oregon.
Damn it! I thought I was
Oh,
special
okay.
by picking Bo Picks. I was gonna pick Bo Picks, and I was excited to make the bounce back call for Bo Picks in Oregon. But yeah, I picked Oregon too. They, I don't know. I just
They
I
got
really
this is
gonna
another
trust
revenge
Utah?
one because they got smoked twice last year by Utah.
and I think it's Utah, and this
Right,
is
yeah,
Oregon.
Brave.
Like I don't know, Oregon's just it's supposed to be like a power. It's supposed to be one of the powerhouses
Yeah.
of college football. So they have the money, they have the fans. I'm for it. I'm for the Oregon revenge season.
Yeah, I mean, basically just go based on what you've seen before.
So neither of us picked USC.
No.
I
I thought about it.
thought about it too, but I don't want to root for them.
I don't either.
They're like the whole Lincoln Riley situation is really a shit situation. Sorry. And it doesn't help. Like, and if you're a long listener to the podcast, you know how much I love Colin Cowherd. But his claims of USC is absolutely ridiculous. Like, he just like claimed them as his team. He loves that team, and he's just like.
I hate people like that. That just one day wake up and they're like, you know what? Let me start rooting for Duke.
No, it was
like,
because of Lincoln Riley. He's all about it. And I'm pretty sure they got like he's been on the show a couple times. It's just like a whole mess, and I'm just like, all right, this drives me away from the whole team.
What about the Herd too? Does it drive you away from him?
I already have kind of stopped watching the Herd. I mean, not kind of. I've completely stopped watching the Herd. But I still like. I don't know. I just like listening to him. But he is definitely outlandish with a lot of his takes.
Yeah. Well, you have to be in that.
Oh, in that business.
Yes, when you have a show every day that's like, what, 2-3 hours long?
No, that's what people don't understand either. Like when
You're
Stephen
gonna
A.
come up with some whack shit.
Yeah, like when Stephen A. Smith says something ridiculous,
serious.
and Skip Bayless says something that contracts him from 3 weeks ago. It's like, yeah, because they do it 5 times a week and have to talk for 3 hours on nothing. So it makes sense. All right, that's the Power 5. We both have one more that we wanted to do, which was the MAC. And we both
pumped for action.
We both pumped for that Bowling Green. That Bowling Green action.
Gotta roll with Bowling Green.
Yeah, we have to. So those are our predictions for who's gonna win each conference in college football. The playoffs. What are your 4, Chris?
All right, so I'm actually going to make a last-minute switch because I had Notre Dame at 4. But I was looking at their schedule, and they get Clemson and Ohio State. So my thinking was they'll play a cupcake schedule, and they'll get in, and then they'll get smoked. But I think they'll just get smoked in the regular season this year. I doubt they can get in with 2 losses. So unfortunately, I'm just going to go with the most basic thing that you could possibly have, which is Georgia at 4, Clemson, Bama, and I have Ohio State at 1.
So I didn't rank them.
Okay.
I guess maybe I should. I can do that right now. It's not going to be
I think
hard.
Ohio State will be more dominant than Bama this year. That'll be my kind of hot take, I guess.
All right. From 4 to 1. And this might be a little hot real quick. But number 4, Texas. Let's get him in there. Look, and I was looking for a 4th one, and I was looking at all these teams, and I was like, one of these teams has to make it.
Yeah.
Like, one of these teams has to make the college football playoffs. And if, say, the Big 12, say Texas just runs the Big 12, and they do what they're supposed to do, they take care of business and run it, maybe they can sneak in at 4.
If they run it, then they'll get in. Like, Oklahoma's going to be good. Oklahoma State's going to be good. They're going to have good wins.
Yeah.
But they probably do have to. Maybe with 1 loss, they could get in, depending on how things shake out.
Yeah, they have to pretty much run the gauntlet, though. Pretty much, they have to win all the games they have to win. And number 3, Georgia, no surprise.
Oh, they play Alabama.
They do play Bama?
Yeah.
So if they can keep Bama close,
Right. If that's a respectable game,
then that could actually improve them, even though it's a loss.
Right.
That could improve them going into the college football
yeah,
playoffs
that's
if
actually
it's a respectable loss.
But
will it
can't
be?
go lose into like any of the There's definitely an upset in here.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there will be. But it was either them or like Clemson, and it's like.
Yeah, I appreciate you making it fun.
Yeah, thanks. Number 3, Georgia. We already talked about him. Number 2, I had Ohio State and 1 Bama. You could either flip them or whatever, but same result either way.
Who cares?
And once it comes playoff time, it's probably just gonna be Bama and Georgia again. It's probably just gonna be that. But hopefully we get some upsets in there. Hopefully we get some new fresh faces in there.
Just expand the playoff. Like, that'll make it. It probably won't change who wins, but it'll at least make it more interesting to talk about.
So I've been,
Like, what are we doing here?
I've always been team just leave it as it is because Alabama and Georgia are gonna win anyways, or Alabama and Clemson or Alabama and Ohio State are gonna win anyways. But now that I'm on like the content side of doing it, it's like give us something to talk about. Give us something.
Or even like the going to school and rooting for a team. Like
Yeah.
South Carolina's not making the top 4.
No, but they could make the
Could
top
they have
8.
a season
They
where
can
they
make
8?
yeah.
Yeah.
They can make top 12. They can make yeah. So
So that's the way I look at it. It's like just give some schools a chance, give us some Cinderellas. Like there'll be an upset at some point.
yeah, and
It'll
there'll
be
be a
fun.
team that doesn't show up because they think they're playing an 8th seed that's like, whatever. It's whatever school and they'll hopefully be an upset. But
Mhm.
yeah, it does need to be expanded. I've finally switched to that side. And
So
we just
more
need-
money for everybody. So.
and it's just more fun. Like let's stop having the college football discussion like start and end with the same 4 teams every year.
Mhm.
So that is that's my prediction for that. Let's talk
The
about
only fear is that like there will be an upset at some point, but until that point, you could just get like horrible games like we had last season, the playoff. Like it was Bama, Cincy,
yeah.
close, and Michigan, Georgia, which was a slaughter.
But that could lead like teams getting their ass kicked for like 2 to 3 years would lead to eventually it coming closer and closer and closer and closer to eventually an upset.
Right.
All right, let's look at our teams because our teams need some love too. What are your predictions coming in for Maryland?
I honestly think that it's going to be the same season as last year. Because they have, like, they're bringing back a lot of the same guys. They have talent, particularly on offense. Like, they have really good receivers, at least. Like, I think they were named the number 3 receiver group in the nation by CBS. So they have talent there. The issue is just the division that they play in. Like, you're going this year to Michigan and to Penn State, and then you get Ohio State and Michigan State at home. And it's almost like 4 guaranteed losses there, which is a bummer. And they go to Wisconsin. So you almost cap it at like 7-5. That's like your best case. So it's like 5-7, 7-5.
Yeah.
If they take care of business, then probably 6-6 again. And you get a bowl game. And like,
Yeah,
as
you
long
get
as
a
we
bowl
make
game,
a bowl
definitely.
game, I'm not going to be disappointed.
And as long as you don't downgrade from the progress of last year.
Right, yeah.
That's how that's how you have to view it. And so looking at my team, optimistic wise, say everything shooting stars, everything comes together. Let's say lose to Georgia, lose to Tennessee, lose to Texas A&M. That's if literally all the stars align.
Right.
3 losses. I would love
with
to see.
Tennessee, it's going to be tough.
I do. So Tennessee has been kind of a pain in our ass the past 2 years, and they low key whooped us last year. Besides, before we came back in the second half, but
Like a low key whooping.
yeah, like a low key whooping. It was bad at the beginning, and then we started to creep back at the end. But it was still. I think we still lost by maybe 15 or 20. But anyways,
Yeah, you guys have to go to Arkansas and to Kentucky and to Florida
so
and to
Kentucky.
Clemson. Jeez.
I know it's kind of tough. So Florida, I'm not too worried about. We fired their coach last year.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot they were down.
Kentucky, there's already Kentucky beef with South Carolina. I don't know what it's from,
Really?
but I think the coach said something about our school, and like there's been hella beef with it lately.
Well, there's beef within the Kentucky program right now because did you see what Calipari said?
I did not.
It's like asking for some new, I don't know if it's a facility or something for basketball, and he was like, "We're a basketball school. Like, football can win games and do well. Like, good for them. But like, this is a basketball school."
He's
And
not
I think
wrong.
that ruffled some. No, of course he's not wrong. But like, that'll definitely piss some people off.
Oh, 100%. So they by October 8th, I don't even know if they're gonna be ranked 20. Like I don't know. I don't see this Kentucky team doing a whole lot more than they did last year. And if we
Yeah.
could get a goddamn touchdown last year, we could have beaten them. That was the angriest I was at the Gamecocks all season was that Kentucky game last year.
Yeah.
We just needed one goddamn touchdown because our defense held them every time. They beat us with field goals, and I lost my mind.
Tough.
So this is all coming from if Spencer Rattler can prove himself as a 5-star quarterback, as a Heisman favorite as he was last year. And he doesn't even need to play like a Heisman favorite. He just needs to play like a competent quarterback who can stay in the pocket. And hopefully our offensive line can hold up for him. That's our biggest weakness is the offensive line.
Yeah. So one thing about Maryland that they have improved is the line. And in the Big Ten, that's been like the bugaboo because going up against, like, that's where those schools are the best because they get those big, like, Midwestern farm boys
Yeah.
that dominate the trenches, and they've just been getting bodied. But they've actually, like, they have better depth this year on the line, which is nice. So hopefully Talia isn't just running for his life every snap. 'Cause that's not fun to watch.
So in college football, the offensive line is one of the most underrated aspects of all of college football because when you just kind of like no one ever really talks about the O linemen, not until draft time. Nobody ever really highlights them before the season.
Mhm.
But if you have a 20-year-old kid who's undersized compared to a 6'5" first-round pick D tackle
Grown man.
that's coming after you, like he's gonna get beat. So
Yeah.
luckily, the Gamecocks have spent all their recruiting pretty much the next two classes have all been offensive line. Like all the
See,
top
that's what we
recruits.
don't do though. We just focus on skill guys,
Yeah,
which is annoying.
it's kind of nice when we're building to an offensive line, and hopefully it will come into good fruition next year. But this year it's still up in the air.
Yeah, and it's tough when you have a quarterback who's talented too. You just have to watch him run around all game.
Luke Doty, I called him Happy Feet because that dude he would snap the ball and would drive me crazy. He would just stand there in the pocket, just standing there jittering his feet in the pocket, not moving, not doing anything, and then would just like get sacked. So hopefully I don't get to see that ever again.
That's the Wentz.
It was the Wentz. He was the Wentz of South Carolina football.
It's brutal.
So before we move on from college football, I think it's a shame that like we didn't talk about UNC at all. We didn't talk about Virginia Tech. We didn't talk about all these historic schools that just like don't have any shot. We'll see them at a bowl game, but they won't have any shot to anything.
Well, UNC was all like puffing their chest last year at the start of the season. They thought that they had a shot.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech beat them.
Yeah, I
And then
remember.
they ended up shitting themselves in
And
a
like
couple games.
West Virginia, we didn't even mention. They're supposed to be, aren't they? Supposed like some historic. I don't know. It's West. Like you think West Virginia football, right? So
Right,
it's like
yeah.
the fact that we're not even talking about it is kind of crazy.
Well, West Virginia. One thing about West Virginia is they'll play Pitt this year. I think it's week 1. That's like an old rivalry that they're bringing back for. I don't know if it's this year or if they signed a contract, but that'll be a good week 1 game, I think.
Yeah, that would be exciting. Who is their quarterback now? They got a new one. It's someone who used to be good, I'm pretty
forget.
sure. Let me look.
I mean, we played them last year, and I don't even remember who their quarterback was.
Let me look. Oh yeah, they do play Pitt week 1.
Oh yeah, JT Daniels,
Yeah.
guy at Georgia who got beat out
Yes,
by
yes.
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
That's interesting. He's not a West Virginia guy though.
No,
I feel like
but
West Virginia quarterbacks are like
they're always got to be long-haired, bearded.
chuckers
Yeah.
and they run a lot. JT Daniels is too like lame to be at West Virginia.
So yeah, and the fact that we didn't even talk about them. So I guess we did now, but not with any sort of implications to any sort of winning. But anyways, any other final thoughts on college football?
I'm excited for the week 1 wise picks because I already have a couple in mind. I'll say that.
I'm starting to ice them up too. I'm excited. The wise picks. That's really. Once we get in our groove and stuff, and once. By the way, I guess this is halfway through the pod, so we could have mentioned this earlier or later. But once our class schedules get finalized and we get on track and everything, we won't be as random. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But, anywho, we have one more thing to discuss for this podcast, and it's what everyone is most interested about. It is our fantasy football teams for the 2022 season.
We doing a little share screen action so we can look at the teams.
Oh yeah, let's do it. All right. So, if you are not a long-time visitor or viewer, I guess, not visitor, we have been in a league. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to share this exactly. No, I don't want that. Shoot.
Do it over Discord.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. That makes it way easier. All right. Let's share my screen. There it is.
Apologies to the non-listeners or non-YouTube watchers.
Do you see it?
I do see it.
Okay. Oh, it's right there. Awesome. Okay. Let's make this smaller so we can view it all together. Cool. I didn't think you could do it right off Discord. I forgot about that. All right. Cool. So this is my fantasy football team. So if you don't know, we do every year fantasy football team with our high school friends we've been doing it for this is like our 6th, 7th year.
It was since our sophomore year of high school.
So now it'll be
sophomore, junior, senior.
We're now gonna be so that's like 5-6 years. Yeah, 6 years.
Year 6.
So I'm a 2-time champ. Chris is a 0-time champ. We have a trophy.
I have a championship appearance.
Appearance in mind. So
and I lost to a team that I helped draft.
Yeah, he was the Wise Guys fan.
Unfortunate.
It was very unfortunate. All right. This is my team for the year. It's kind of on the projected side. It's not looking good. But I like the picks I made, and I'm going to go why I picked them. And then we'll look at Chris's team. We'll do the same thing. My first pick was Najee Harris. I think he was the eighth overall pick. All right, we'll do it this way. How did you feel about my Najee Harris pick there?
I mean, I don't remember who else is on the board in that area.
Yeah,
he gets a ton of carries.
So he's gonna get all the carries. He's gonna get all the catching. He is literally gonna be their number one because it's Mitch. It's Mitch or Kenny two gloves, and so they're gonna be dinking and dumping. They're gonna be handing him off the ball, and even if he doesn't get the blocking that he deserves, he's gonna get touchdowns. He's gonna get catches. Yeah. So that's why I picked Najee. He's just a workhorse, and that's also why I picked Mr. Ezekiel Elliott. All the signs, everyone's been like,
isn't he fat?
All right, and everyone's like, he's fat. Tony Pollard. We've been hearing this Tony Pollard shit for 3 years, and it's never coming to fruition.
Well, so it kind of started to last season, but it's not like it made Zeke irrelevant. And something that when I was listening to Matthew Berry's podcast, he was talking about the Cowboys backfield. And basically what they were saying was Jerry Jones gave Zeke all this money. Like, he's going to get the majority of the carries. That's what I was thinking. And all these people who are like, oh, like Tony Pollard's either a better running back or better for their offense. It doesn't matter when Jerry Jones is your owner. He paid Zeke, and he loves Zeke. So he's going to run Zeke into the ground again. And if he doesn't get injured, he's going to have another good year. So Mike Williams, hopefully breakout candidate. Wide receiver 1.
Yeah, my wide receivers are kind of poop. Michael Thomas has to come into.
Slant boy.
It's a slant boy has to. So I drafted him, and I saw a little question mark next to him. I went, what the hell? Apparently, he has a hamstring injury. This man's been out for 2 years.
Oh, and the hamstring's like one of the worst.
And
things,
but
'cause it's always nagging.
hasn't he been nagging with this injury for 2 years? What has he been
Never
doing?
ends. Curtis Samuel's the same way.
Dude, I saw this and I was like, you gotta be shitting me, because he's a PPR god, and we're
Right.
playing PPR. They have the best offense that they've had since Drew Brees retired. I guess, yeah, since Drew Brees retired. They have the best group of wide receivers. They have the best. And I felt Michael Thomas would fit right in. I mean, Jameis likes to throw it a lot. He probably won't be even slant boy because Jameis likes to throw down deep. But
I would worry about him because of that. Because Jameis is not a slant type of guy.
I
He's
know.
a chucker.
But like, and the other thing is Michael Thomas, like, yeah, he's slant boy, but he can play outside wide receiver. That's what his job is. It's what he was supposed to do. And I don't know. I got him late. I got him later, so I'm not too worried about it. My biggest caviar is that this year I got Travis Kelce.
Yep.
And
Like, when you look at least for me, when I look at a team, I kind of forget about the tight end at first. I look at the running backs and receivers, and that's
Yeah.
where I make my initial judgment. But Kelsey that's a huge get.
and I
He's
got
like
him.
the wide receiver one.
And and that's why. So right now he's projected 14 points. I hate to speak super optimistically, but like by next week, by week 2, hopefully he's projected like 20, as he should be because the past 5 years we've been saying, oh, like maybe this is the year he slows down, maybe this is the year they don't throw him to enough, and
Well,
he just lost Tyreek Hill, and his wide receivers are Juju, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So who do you think Patrick Mahomes is going to throw it to? Travis Kelce.
Do you think that negatively impacts him at all? Now there's less weapons, which puts more focus on him.
I think he'll definitely be, of course, more double covered more, but he's been doing this. He's done it without Tyreek, so I'm not too worried about that. I just think the connection between him and Mahomes, he's now the number one. It's no longer Tyreek Hill. He's the number one receiver and tight end in that group. So
Yeah, definitely.
that's why I like that pick a lot. The bench, we don't have to cover everything in the bench. I do like Clyde though, and I think 11 is pretty horrific for his projected points.
Alan Lazard, James Cook.
Hey, Alan Lazard,
Devontae
number one
Parker,
receiver.
Like,
Number one receiver for Green Bay. Alan
yeah, I
Lazard.
guess he is.
Yeah. The worst pick of the night was Justin Fields. I picked him and you said ooh, and I was like, yeah, I don't know why I did that. I was like, dude, he has
Well,
no,
you've been a Fields guy since
he was
last
almost a Patriot.
January.
Since he was almost a Patriot. And then I thought about it. I was like, he has no line or no one to throw to, so I don't know why I picked him.
Right.
The Derek Carr is kind of a bad QB pick, anyways.
I don't think that. I like Derek Carr a lot this year.
All right, bet. I like that. Thanks. That makes my.
Problem.
All right, let's see rosters. Let's get to you. Riley's mom. All right, let's look at your team, Chris.
So, let's see. Where did I think I had the 5th pick, and I went Jefferson at 1. I think it was between that or Derrick Henry, and
This is a way better pick than Derrick Henry.
you think?
Yes.
I mean, he would easily be the top receiver in the league,
So
fantasy wise.
all I've heard, fantasy wise, for Justin Jefferson, is that because of their new offensive minded head coach, they want to run it like the Rams, and the perfect person to slide in that Cooper Kupp spot is Mr. Justin Jefferson.
That would be
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes. So
And Kupp went at 4, I think, or maybe 3.
I think he went early. It was a good year to get a wide receiver early, because I wouldn't take Derrick Henry at all. I wouldn't want him. This is the year the Tennessee offense is bad.
Think he's overused?
I think the Tennessee offense is bad. He just came from a hurt ankle, a hurt foot, and we keep saying this, but eventually the year has to come, and I'd rather it be the year that you don't take him than it is the year that you take him and he sucks.
I guess, yeah.
Like you would rather have you would rather him have a normal Derrick Henry year and you not take him than you take him and have the bad year.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's you'd rather have Justin Jefferson than a normal Derrick Henry year anyways.
I feel good about it.
I like
not
the Waller
crazy about
pick.
So Waller, I felt like I got pretty late.
I like that pick. I
I
think
didn't know why he was still there because I think I took him before Mitchell, but my receivers are set. Like Cooks is the top guy in Houston for sure.
Yep. DJ
and
Moore.
I think he's slept on. Moore is the top guy in Carolina, and they upgraded a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And and I have Hopkins just sitting,
waiting,
scheming.
Scheming. Do you think he's gonna give PEDs to the rest of your bench though? He might get the whole bench suspended.
I'm saying, okay, caught. I forgot. I couldn't remember if I got Tyler Boyd this year or not. I feel like I always get him.
Nah, you did not get Tyler Boyd this year.
That's a shame. But I liked the Burks pick. Or I'll finish with my starting lineup. My running backs, I'm not crazy about. Fournette, I had a little bit of an issue with because he was fat. But you said that he lost weight and he's fine now.
I think he's still the guy.
Ian agrees, so that's fine.
I think he's the guy.
Mitchell, I don't like 49ers running backs just because there's like 4 of them throughout the year, and you never know which one. Right, they all get injured, and then somebody will have like 3 really good games in a row. So he'll probably give me 4 or 5 really good weeks. But there's no one really else that I could take because I went receiver heavy, and Waller. Once I got Fournette, I just decided to go all in on the Bucks. That's why I drafted Tom in the defense. And
Tom in the defense, 2 solid picks. The defense is never going to be horrific, and Tom will never be horrific. Like, I don't know. The worst Tom can get
terrible
you is
division.
Worst Tom can get you is 18 points a game.
Yeah, right. He's never gonna blow up.
Yeah.
And I like Ramondre Stevenson.
So
that's weird.
So Ramondre, I want to get to him. He is placed in this role where if he can catch footballs,
James White,
he will be the James White. And the only issue that
Mr.
you have,
13,
and Mr. 11, Mr. 11.
Oh, 11.
At least.
Yeah.
The thing I have to say about him though is if Pierre Strong, a guy that they drafted, apparently he's a little quicker, he might be better with his hands, might come in with that catching role, but Ramondre is a good running back, like a great running back actually, and I'm worried about them phasing out Damian Harris a little bit. Not worried, I guess. I guess it would be a good thing for you, but I see. It seems like they're trying to phase him out because they don't want to give him a new contract.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a Bill move.
Oh, big Bill move. That's why, dude. When we drafted 2 running backs, it's like he should have known he's not getting that contract.
Yeah, seriously. And then
the bench.
Burks was kind of like, I have no idea. He's a rookie. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, take a shot.
I like to take shots on guys. So I drafted Tua. That's why I drafted Brian Robinson last. And then I wanted to go. McKissick and Landry are the opposite. They're just safe, steady guys. So I felt like I had a good combination there of boomer bust guys and reliable guys. So I feel good.
I think you have a good team. I like your team a little bit better than mine. But besides the running backs, I just like your wide receivers. Your wide receivers.
Yeah, no, my running backs aren't great. But like the way I look at it is, you take the best value available to you.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not worried about getting like 2 running, and I made this mistake before where like I focus more on running backs at the start just because I think it's more important.
Mm-hmm.
But no, if Justin Jefferson's there and he's the best guy on the board, I'm taking him, and he's going to be amazing for me.
Yeah, I agree. Brian Robinson is there? I heard all like off season, not all off season. I guess for the past 2 weeks is trouble in Gibby land.
He's returning kicks now.
Oh, that's bad.
Which can't be a good sign for. And Rivera too is so great. He's like, yeah, we really think he can be a weapon with the ball in his hands. It's like, yeah, no shit. That's why you drafted him in the 3rd round. But you're demoting him.
Yeah,
you're complimenting him, but you're demoting.
You're definitely demoting him. I've heard that he's just been getting phased out of practice, phased out of first team.
He's got
reps.
butterfingers.
And is that what it is? He just fumbles a lot.
Yeah.
Look,
I think so.
maybe because he didn't play running back at all.
I was about to say, like, you can't even be that surprised that he's not like a polished NFL running back.
Because
Took,
he's
like,
a wide
27
receiver.
snaps at running back. Yeah.
So
Whatever.
I forgot.
I didn't like the pick from the start. Then I changed, and then I'm going back on it. As soon as when we drafted another running back this year, I was like, "Are you serious?"
He's a good one too.
Who knows?
Well, I guess yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
Alabama though. You just gotta.
Yeah,
just gotta
I do like that.
pick. Yeah. All right. Well, those are our fantasy teams. And he asked, you wanna put out one final thought on your fantasy team before we move on?
There's part of me that thinks that Tua will overtake Tom Brady as my starting quarterback. That might be wishful thinking.
That definitely might be wishful thinking. All right.
It's small part. It's like 7% of me. It's there.
All right. My final takeaway is Zeke's projected points need to go up higher. All right. That does it for our
I did
fantasy.
use Pollard a lot last year.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. All right.
I did.
That does anything
Bryce
else?
is coming back tonight. He's off the injured list. He's activated. He's hitting tonight.
Oh boy.
Those are 5 games up for the last wild card spot. MVP's back, so watch out.
Good. All right, so Phillies are back. That's what we like to hear.
Yes.
Is that all we got? It's a pre-packed episode.
Say that as if we haven't.
I know. Hour and
been an
14
hour
minutes.
20.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for listening. Hope you guys all had a good one. Stay safe from COVID out there. It's still a thing. I didn't think it was, but it still is. But see everybody next Tuesday for the start of college football picks. And see you all Tuesday.